So today's the big day. We're gonna kick off construction of the new TwinStick Garage. But Mother Nature had other plans and she decided to bless us with a overnight rainstorm. So now all my clay is a little
boggy, sticky.
That's okay though. We'll figure it out. We'll get the gear in here and hopefully we won't get too much mud on the tires. And we'll get set up and start drilling some holes for the posts and see if we can't build ourselves a shop. If you're curious what it's going to look like, this is pretty much it. So it's going to be 40 wide by 60 long with the 3 doors facing south, so I can drive all the 3 trucks in there. Be a man door on each side and a little window, 16-foot walls, and then those big 612 pitch trusses that you saw. Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. Let's get building. Boy, does this crew ever know how to work? Man, they came a long way in one day. So you can see they've already got the opening for the 3 doors. They got the overhead beams. They got all the posts in. Look how straight that wall is. Beautiful. And so tomorrow they're gonna start throwing the trusses on and they're just gonna fly them in here and just stack them and just keep working their way backwards. But man, are those 16-foot walls sure tall when you're standing inside. And then the trusses are probably another 12 feet on top of that, so that's gonna be a really high peak. Oh, this is just fantastic. I can't wait for it to be finished. So from an elevation standpoint, you can see that we put, this was the high point in this corner. So we put that board right on the ground, and then over in this corner, you can see that it's a little low. So what I was thinking of doing is once they're all finished and they move on to the next job, we'll get a bobcat in here and we'll shave off some of that material, and then we'll just transport it down over here and bring this elevation up slightly. So what you want is 6 inches of road crush on top of your clay and then 6 inches of concrete on top of that. And I think you're shooting for just a couple inches under the top of this board for your concrete floor. So then you got your 6 inches of concrete, your 6 inches of road crush, and then we still got probably 4 or 5 inches to raise up here. But that shouldn't be too hard. Man, this is just absolutely awesome. Can't wait to see how far they get tomorrow.
feeling like Lester, Chad? You play the bridge.
And I thought this crew impressed me yesterday. Look at that. One day. And they've tinned the roof. They put the trusses in. They tinned the far wall, this one. Put the window in, framed the door. I'm digging this wainscoting we did. The black kind of matches the front of my house. I tried to match the colors as best I could with the black and the gray. But I think that'll work just fine. Wow, this is so awesome. Can't wait till it's finished and I can put my trucks in their permanent home. So when they were working on the roof there, they weren't really a big fan of that 612 pitch, especially walking on the tin, because he said there was a little bit of dust on there and it's slightly slippery. So they were trying to hold on with their toes and using the screws to give themselves a little bit of grip. He said any steeper than that and they wouldn't have been able to walk on those panels. And those guys are brave and so efficient. They tinned both sides of the roof in about just under an hour. Incredible once they get going. He actually told me what they do is they pre-drill the panels on the ground, and they've done it so many times they know where the holes go. That way when they tip the panels up, they just zip in all the screws, so it goes really, really fast. Probably got to go on a hunt for any rogue screws or nails that fell, just to make sure we don't get any flats. But yeah, there's a couple there. These guys are doing an amazing job though. They just haven't had a chance to clean up. They called it a day because they just put in so much effort today. But really, really great crew. I'm so happy I went with Gudon as a builder. I think they're just fantastic. And how neat is this? Oh, I've never even dreamed of having a shop like this to call my own. Wow. Thank you, Mrs. TwinSticks, for agreeing to humoring me with this nonsense. I think I owe you something special.
Bet your ass on that, boy.
Yeah, it's really coming together. Oh, there's one. So that's what they use to hold the tin to the wall. Yeah. What an incredible build. Guess I won't be able to complain about working outside this winter. Like I said in one of the YouTube comments, maybe what I'll do is just for old time's sake, I'll drive one of the trucks I'm working on outside and work on it in the snow just to remember how I used to do it. Or maybe not. Another windy day. Probably a good thing they got those roof panels on. So yeah, not as exciting going on today, just finishing up on the tin and doing the soffit and all that fun stuff. So we'll just let them finish their work. See how far they get. That's looking sharp. That's the insulation there. That stuff is thick. Already done one wall. And then they're just going to blow in the ceiling. Cool. Yeah, it's sure coming along. Still can't get over how fast and efficient these guys are. And they sure got this down to a science. So they pre-cut all the panels. They basically just stack them all up and then do one cut on the ground, pre-drill their holes, and then they're already ready to go. So there's no going up there, measuring, going back down, cutting, and then bringing it back up. They just have it all ready to go. That's how they build these buildings in less than a week. Well, another impressive day. So they finished all the tin all the way around. They put in the two man doors on each side there. They still got to finish the soffit on this side and the fascia, but other than that, it's pretty much done. Man, this building's big. This actually might be a nice parking spot for my camper. So I might actually gravel this and I could just pull forward and back it in here for winter storage, kind of out of the way and out of the sun. How does that look? Yeah, it was sure windy today. And then on the inside, it's fully insulated. Well, it's walls anyway. And then they put up the vapor barrier. He was saying he hopes the wind isn't going to be too bad tonight, because they've had it where they've come back and this just starts flapping and actually the whole thing can come down. You can see it dancing a little bit there. So hopefully when the sun goes down, the wind calms down and it's still up in the morning. There's the attic hatch. So yeah, this is all ready for tin. And they've laid it all out here and stacked it up. And as I mentioned yesterday, they just pre-drill it in all the different spots, and I'll just start tossing that up and we'll have a white roof and white walls by lunchtime. And they figure by the end of the day tomorrow, they're gonna be finished up here and cleared on out. And then I gotta get another contractor in for the doors. I've got an eave contractor coming in to put in the eave trough on the front and the back of the building, so we don't have the water come off the wall or the roof there and then hit and then actually splash mud on the white doors. It'll be nice 3 white doors. And we'll get the concrete and we'll get some electrical and we'll get some heat. And by God, we're gonna have a pretty minty shop. Still can't believe they built all this in 3 days. Amazing. They picked the right day to be working inside. Comes the rain again. Working away, putting the white tin on. It should be just about done. Look at that. One shop. So there's still, obviously still need the doors, and another, well, it's a different crew that comes in and does the doors. And then it's another crew that comes in and does the installation on the ceiling. But other than that, this shop is, echo. This shop is pretty much finished. Well, for now, at least this stage. Doesn't that look nice? That white is just incredible. It really brightens it up in here. Love it. And I don't have enough good things to say about the crew. They walked the building, making sure there was no screws or nails. They collected up all the excess material and piled it up for me to take it to the dump. They even did a little bit of grading here to try and knock down the humps and smooth it out a bit. Yeah, just class acts all the way. Still can't believe they could go from clay and mud and see if we can't build ourselves a shop. And 4 days later, have this thing put up. There's only one thing left to do. Oh yeah, that looks right. You know, when I was thinking about it, since this truck was manufactured in '79, it's almost as old as me, it has probably spent its entire life sitting out in the sun and the snow and the rain and everything else Alberta has to offer. Not anymore. Enjoy your new home. The first of many in the new TwinStick Garage. I think she needs some friends. 2 more trucks ought to do it.